And welcome everyone also watching this one tonight on BCSN. Matt, I think there'd be a lot of interest in this game. Detroit has already played. I don't know, I guess Cleveland plays tonight possibly. But we're going to play tonight as well as the meeting continues down at home plate. Why don't we take a peek at our Fricker starters?
Or we can go to the umpire rotation as well, Jim. We got a lot of things we can get through in short order, and we will do so. But maybe we'll do the umpires since the meeting's taking place out on the mound.
Yeah, we're not going to save them for last tonight.
No, let's save them. Let's jump right in. Presented by Midwest Eye Consultants.
Jacob Betts, where'd he come from at home plate? Ben Sontag, the crew chief, and Paul Clemens at third. So one of the guys has left, and that is a replacement, obviously.
Yep, we've had a switch there. That's brought to you by Midwest Eye Consultants, your experts in eye health. See us at one of our 3 convenient Toledo area locations.
Did you see the challenge today on a pickoff that was won by the Cardinals? And replay showed that the pickoff play was successful, and they actually reversed it. I hadn't seen them reverse a pickoff play before, but they did. Yeah. There's our Fricker starters. Pedro Payano, who started a few days back in Columbus, started out okay, but only went 4 1/3. He took the loss, by the way, so he's 0-1. 6 1/3 innings totally. As Matt had mentioned, he pitched earlier this year, briefly. 11 strikeouts. And then you got Connor Thomas, a lefty, who we have seen before. His record 1-0, a 4.82 ERA, 14 strikeouts and 18 2/3 innings. That's pretty standard.
Yeah, it certainly is. He did pick up a no decision against the Mud Hens back on the 4th. In which he went 6 2/3 innings in his first AAA start. He allowed 9 hits and 4 earned runs, 1 walk and 4 strikeouts against the Hens that day.
And there's the Mud Hen bench as everybody gets ready.
Let's take a look at Toledo defensively out in the field. It'll be Robson in left, Jones in center, Stewart manning right. Gonzalez at third, Short is at short with Clemens at second, Rodriguez at first, and Dustin Garneau doing the catching for Pedro Payano.
About the batting order for the Redbirds. Leading off, the DH Scott Hurst batting second at second. It's Kramer Robertson. Batting third and center, Lane Thomas. Hitting fourth and right, Justin Williams. Batting fifth at first, John Nagowski. Hitting sixth and catching, Ali Sanchez. Batting seventh and left, Matt Seizure. Hitting eighth and short, Evan Mendoza. And batting ninth at third, it's Juan Yepez. As the Mud Hens have just taken the field on a bright, sunny Wednesday night, where it's going to be a little bit warmer tonight than it was last night. It's going to continue to warm up. After today, we're in the 80s, probably for the rest of the week. Well, we should be, shouldn't we? It's late June.
Yeah, we should.
Can you believe that June is almost over?
It's hard to believe. The season flies by no matter when we start it.
It does. And even the last year when we didn't play, that seemed to go fast too. I don't know why, but it seemed to. Tonight's game, number 43. We are in the second third of the season. It all ends on September 19th in a game against, who else? Columbus. They are our final opponent of the season. I guess, you know, we complain about some of the scheduling, Matt, but scheduling Columbus made sense because, of course, that's the closest competitor. And we look forward to having them here for the final 6 days of the season, but that's a ways off.
Yeah, we got to see him here yet next week. So, long way to go before we're done with this campaign.
Even by cutting April out this year, we're still playing a 20-week season. So, I think normally it was around 21 and a half weeks, but we're getting more off days now, which is good. I think Major League Baseball is going to insist on that, so these guys don't have to play 20 or 25 games straight without a rest.
Yep.
Here comes the first batter, Matt, of tonight's game. DH Scott Hurst batting 191. Kramer Robertson next, and Lane Thomas just coming down. Yeah, I got to watch Nootbaar today. He was playing in right field. We thought we'd see him here, and every time he was either hurt or he was up there. Because when we were in Memphis, he was hurt. There you go. A comfortable 76 degrees.
And I have 7:06 for first pitch.
The setup, the 0-1 from Payano is right there, strike two.
We'll see if that's what they end up with the official score on the time, but.
Or we'll see what the final game time is. We'll get that about 3 hours later. Hey,
That's
we
been
played
our average.
Hey, we beat it last night though. 259.
Yep, we did.
Pitch in is fouled away.
But again, a game like last night, no issues at all. Didn't even realize that we were here that long. Not a big deal.
Well, it was kind of an exciting game, and the
Yep.
fact that they did come back once to tie it, even though they only had 4 hits in the game, that made it interesting. As Hurst waits on the 0-2 again. Here it comes, and a ball. They appeal to the third base umpire, and that's Paul Clemens, and he says no swing. Outfield straightaway. Sun is shining brightly right now. Right near the end of today's game in Detroit, they got rain. It was funny. They didn't think there was any rain around. And they played in the rain in the last inning, I think, or so. There's one inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just underway at 5th, 3rd field. Fans continuing to come in. I have to tell you, folks, if you come from the direction I come from, if you're coming across the river from like Perrysburg or anywhere out there, you can't get off at 202B. You got to get off at 201A now. That's the Collingwood exit. And at the bottom of the hill, take a right, and that'll feed you right into downtown. Just want to bring that up because now, Matt, of course, you come from the west, and there's not a big problem. It's going to be beautiful when they get done with it down here, but it's all tore up.
How about the fact that Hurst just thought he was on ball 4? Started throwing his gear around and everything, and the umpire had to tell him, no, it's only the 3rd ball.
Yeah, now you can go.
Now he can go.
Yeah. So a leadoff walk after he was behind 0-2, and Piano not too happy about that.
That was pretty funny for a second there.
Well, I was watching, it was the Cleveland. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't
that-
go on 3, dude.
And you know what? That could have been a strikeout there for sure
Yeah.
for Payano.
Watching Cleveland the other night, and I forget who they were playing. And they kept signaling out to the umpire. Somebody had ball 4, and the guy was still up, and the umpire didn't. Finally, they said, oh, yeah, okay, that's ball 4. You go ahead and go to first. Throw over to keep Hurst close. He's in the leadoff position, so we take it that he's got decent speed. Pitch coming in from Piano, hit the 3rd. That's a foul ball. It's probably a good thing. It would have been a long throw from foul territory back to first, and probably not even a play at second. Did you see the replay of that Yankee triple play the other day?
Yeah, I did. It was cool. It's exactly how you need to have it, right?
Yeah. When it's near the bag and the third baseman can step on it quickly, you can get it. Do you know that there was one that I know of, one unassisted, get this now, unassisted triple play. And I'll explain later how it happened.
Okay, we'll wait.
Throw to first, and the runner gets back.
We'll wait.
I would have liked to have seen that. I know how it happened. I don't know what year it was. Pitch in is a curveball that got him. Strike 3, and down goes Kramer Robertson. 1 out. The next batter, Lane Thomas.
Tough guy to strike out, but he got him there.
Yeah, the breaking pitch right there. I like the suspense at the plate. The pitch comes in, the batter's going like, oh man, and then the catcher's waiting, he frames it, and finally the umpire raises the right hand. There's a lot of things that happen there in just a couple of seconds. Man on, a man out. Thomas will take a fast one just a little bit high, ball 1. As Lane waits, Justin Williams will follow. And the next pitch will be a strike. It's 1-1. Pitch in is too high. That's going to make it 2-1. All right, you want to know how it happened? Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Line drive to left field. Looks like it's going to drop. The runners start to take off. The left fielder racing in hard, makes the catch, steps on the bag before the runner can get back to second, and runs down the guy trying to get back to first. Never had to throw the ball.
All the way from left field. The left fielder ran all
left
the way
fielder is the guy that pulled it off. Unbelievable. Now you got to fault the base runner somewhat too, but he ran in, caught the line drive, probably right off the top of his shoes. Got to second.
Didn't throw
just
it
kept
to
running.
anybody.
Oh, he just kept running. He kept running. And the guy that was at second, he was too far off the bag, and then he was running so hard he ran the guy down before he got back to first.
Wow.
They thought it was going to drop, so that probably made it quite a bit easier. But I mean, I would imagine that runner at first was probably almost all the way to second, or at least 3/4 of the way there. That would get your name in the history books.
Yeah, that would.
Lane Thomas, the batter. Count on him, 3-2 with a man on, one down, top of the first. Here it comes, runner goes, and it's taken for ball 4. So 2 walks in the inning, giving the Redbirds a shot here in the first inning.
Yeah, we haven't had a ball in play yet.
Nope, not yet, and that'll bring up Justin Williams. Well, you know what those walks can do to you, and I know that Payano knows that. He knows. Justin Williams, a .241 hitter. Memphis batting .224 as a team, while the Mud Hens are hitting .266. Big swing and a miss, strike one on Justin with 1 home run so far this year. Looks like a bigger crowd than last night, and I think they'll continue to grow as we head to the weekend. Pitch in is swung out and missed again. That'll make it strike 2. So Justin Williams is up there to swing. No balls, 2 strikes on him. John Nagowski on deck. The runners are checked. There's 1 out. Pitch in is high, and that will run the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. .76 degrees, very comfortable here tonight.
According to some research here, there have been a total of 15 major league unassisted triple plays.
You're kidding.
15.
That are unassisted?
Yep.
Wow.
Of the 15, 8 are shortstops, 5 are second basemen, 2 are first basemen.
So that has to all happen on the infield then somehow.
Yep.
Now there's a strikeout, so it's either a feast or famine for Payano. He has walked 2, he has struck out 2. Here comes John Nagowski.
Isn't that crazy?
Does it say the years at all or no?
A few of them. The last was Eric Bruntlin, August 23rd, 2009.
So you just mentioned all those guys as infielders. Maybe the one I'm thinking of was the only outfielder to ever do it. Because I remember them talking about that.
Well, 8 were shortstops,
Right.
5 second basemen, and 2 first basemen. That's 15.
Mm.
Now that's in the majors.
Ah.
So you could have seen one in the minor leagues.
No, I didn't actually see it. I just heard them talking about it. I never got. I've seen triple plays, but not unassisted. At least I don't remember any. John Nagowski, a .212 hitter, now looking at a 1-1 count here in the top of the first.
Well, it's top of the first inning, and you already got us on an interesting convo, Jim. Great work.
Haven't the Yankees turned like 3 this year? See if you can find out about that. I know they've turned 2, I believe. I thought I heard somebody say they've turned 3. That's amazing in itself if that's true. Nagowski up there with 2 men on and 2 down. Here it comes, and a swing and a foul back, and he kind of changed up on him. And Nagowski went a little bit early. and the fans are getting into it.
Yeah, 3 triple plays.
That's what I thought. Oh, that's amazing. It's only, well, usually you get one every 4 years instead of 3 in 1 year.
I've only seen 1 working with you.
Yeah. You know, when we had all those kids' days, they started at the rec center, and Frank Gihuli never forgot this. We had a game out there with like 10,000 kids, and in the first 2 innings, Matt, we had like a grand slam and a triple play, and Frank came on there and says, and not one of these kids realize what has gone on here. They've seen like a little bit of history.
That's one of the beauties of the day game sometimes.
Yeah. Pitch in, a good breaking pitch fouled now. Yeah, because it happened in like the first 2 innings, the triple play and the grand slam. Frank used to call it Screechers Day, because they didn't make a lot of noise.
They certainly did. It was a lot of fun, though.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I always liked the morning games. Those
Well,
are cool.
you know, we were up to 4 now. Major League Baseball, I think, was going to rule that we could only have 1 now. And a high pop-up should get us out of the inning. Piano's pointing up. Everybody knows where it is, and making the grab, third baseman Yariel Gonzalez. And that is the inning, and he survives the 2 walks. So a good job turned in by Pedro Piano. No runs, no hits, no errors, 2 men left. We go to the bottom half of the first in downtown Toledo. It's the Redbirds nothing, the Mud Hens coming to bat. This is Mud Hens baseball. All right, Jim Weber with Matt Melzek will check out the Redbirds defense here in a moment and the Mud Hens batting order.
Let's start with the Memphis defense in the field. Caesar in left, Thomas in center, Williams in right, Yepez and Mendoza on the left side of the infield with Robertson and Nagowski on the right side, and Sanchez doing the catching for Connor Thomas.
Leading off for the Mud Hens and stepping in right now, the shortstop, Zach Short. Batting second and left, Jacob Robson. Hitting third, the DH, Renato Nunez. Batting fourth and second, Cody Clemens. Hitting fifth and center, Jacoby Jones. Batting sixth and right, Kristen Stewart. Hitting seventh at first, Adeline Rodriguez. Batting eighth at third, Yariel Gonzalez. And hitting ninth and catching, Dustin Garneau. And the first pitch to Short, and there it is for you. If I went too fast, write them down.
Yeah, you were flying through them.
Well, usually we have to get it in before the first pitch, so I just about made it. And there's a ball up high. Ball 2 on Zach Short.
Yeah, but you were beating our graphics team.
I thought I was behind it, but I saw it popped up there.
Hey, you got to give Ashley a chance to catch up, man. Come on. She won't get mad at you, though.
You don't say that when Brad's behind that desk.
Well, yeah. I would say it for Brad, too.
Here's the 2-1. Not close, 3-1, high and wide. Zach Short batting .218.
But Brad celebrates multiple birthdays a year, so.
Yeah, we see it on the screen here almost every night. He didn't make the screen last night.
No, he did not.
No. And a strike to run it to a full count. Now we'll see what he gets on the 3-2. It's fouled away. So the count stays the same. And a swing and a tip ball to the glove of Sanchez. That's a strikeout. So Zach strikes out. That'll bring up Jacob Robson, who stroked his third home run last night, batting .326 with 3 home runs, 10 runs batted in since coming up from Erie.
Yeah, he just kept right on hitting since his time in Erie.
I think what happened was, to start this season, it became a numbers game, and there's a swing and a miss by Robson. Because look at the guys that we had here that are gone now that I think they expected to call up, and probably expected that Jacob would be here sooner or later.
True.
And of course he's here now. And boy, that thing almost snuck inside the bag at third. He hit it right off the handle, the opposite way. And it's strike 2 on Jacob with Renato Nunez next. And the 0-2 inside it, nearly hit him, and it's 1-2. Bottom half of the first, no score. You know, they're actually playing him to go to left field, in the outfield at least, and he is kind of acting like he may go that way, the way he's swinging. So their outfield is shifted around towards left. And the infield is just straight away. If you look out in right field and you see Williams, he is way off the first baseline. Look at the distance there between he and the first baseline.
Yes.
Pitch in, it sails wide. That'll even things up at 2-2.
Now his home run last night, though,
He pulled it, yeah.
was to right center,
Yeah, he pulled it.
right where the biggest gap is in the outfield.
And the 2-2. Curveball fouled away. A lot of activity down here tonight.
Busy night in downtown Toledo. Glad you're with us as well.
Here comes the pitch. He's going to hit that hole on the left side. Base hit. Right between Yepez and Mendoza. That's what you call bat control right there. A one-out single that brings up Renato Nunez. It's like he directed the ball right through there. Nice job. All right, so I think I might have found what I was talking about. The only unassisted triple play in World Series history.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And I don't know if I can even, let's see. Just reading up on it now. 1920,
There you go.
just before me.
Yeah. Well, no, were you were doing games then? weren't
Nah, not quite. At first base, Jacob Robson. And against a left-hander, it's going to be tough to get a big lead. Pitch is way outside to Renato. He's the DH. 9 home runs, by the way, 24 driven in. Yariel Gonzalez has 8, and Adeline Rodriguez has 8. So Nunez is now the club leader with 9. As Thomas deals, and the curve is close, but called the ball.
Yeah, Omaha's up 12-3 in Iowa. Top of the 7th inning. They're
course.
playing 2.
That's the best against one of the worst. Iowa's not good.
Yeah, the Cubs AAA.
Wait to hear this guy's last name that pulled off that triple play. It's Wambsganss.
Oh, geez. Yeah, good luck pronouncing that thing.
He got a line drive, step on second base to retire the guy that left too early there, and then tag the guy coming from first. So kind of the way I explained it, in a way. Now, that's the only one in World Series history. His name was Bill. I don't know how you say that.
Nah, I wouldn't even bother. It's not.
Goodness. Runner goes, throw down, looks decent, and they're gonna, yeah, they got him. Decent throw too by Sanchez right on the bag.
Well, that pop time of him getting that baseball out to second was impressive.
Yep.
That's why he was caught.
Here it is again on TV, and it's going to be 2-4. Tell you, that was almost a short hop throw, which might have cost them the play, but they made the play. And there's another angle. Yeah, he had the ball in plenty of time. I think even Jacob's a little surprised that the ball got there that quickly. Nunez, and the 3-2 is swung on and missed. Down he goes, and just like that, the inning ends. So the Mud Hens do not score in the first. They pick up a hit, nobody left. We move on to the second in downtown Toledo. Our score, Toledo nothing, the Redbirds nothing. It's Mud Hens baseball. All right, we are back. It's the second inning. The Mud Hens and Redbirds scoreless. And for Memphis, we shall see Ellie Sanchez, Matt Caesar, and Evan Mendoza. Pitch coming in is a good hard slider, strike one. Has anyone ever pitched a perfect game getting all 27 batters? That's happened, right?
Oh, yeah.
But let me tell you about this one that I don't think will ever happen again. In May of 1952, while pitching for Class D Bristol, the Bristol Twins, Ron Nakai tossed a no-hitter, striking out every batter.
All 27?
27 strikeouts.
Yeah, that you won't have happen.
That's unbelievable. And a high fastball. I don't care what classification it is. Yeah, you struck out all 27 in a 9-inning game. Woof.
That'll never happen.
That was in 1952.
Although strikeouts are on the rise, but
not like that.
not like that. And Payano lost his chance when he forced Nagowski to pop up.
Yep. Well, he had already walked two.
Yeah, but I mean, I get it, but striking out all the guys.
All the guys?
Yeah.
Hey, this guy that did that feat, he's still alive. He's 88 years old, living in Florida.
No kidding.
There's a foul ball back. He says he still gets cards, letters, and pictures to sign. Yeah, why wouldn't you? Nobody's ever going to do that again.
Nope.
He said, I haven't played in 7 years. I'm still signing stuff. They 2-2 to Ali Sanchez as a ball. It's 3-2. He said he couldn't believe he did that. He said he was as shocked as the fans were. Now the right-hander fires, and a fly ball to right, over and back, and not bothered by the sun too much was Stewart. Nice play. Ali flies out. Yeah, the sun's not all that low yet, as far as he's concerned, way out there. So I don't think he had a real problem with it, and it brings up Matt Caesar. Here's the play again.
Yeah, no, he
had the beat on it all the way.
Yeah, he tracked it very well. On average, Americans spend 90% of their time indoors. That's why it's imperative to keep that air as clean as possible. EverDry waterproofing, simple way to do that. Visit EverDryToledo.com today to schedule your free home inspection to ensure the best air quality.
And a fly ball to right again. Back over and almost the same spot. The catch made. Down goes Matt Caesar. And Kristen Stewart getting a workout. That one headed for the corner, but they were both hit high enough. He had plenty of time to get under them.
Yep.
2 down. Here comes Evan Mendoza batting .258. I looked up. I thought I was looking at a replay. Almost the same exact spot out there.
Yeah, a little further right that time,
Yeah.
but yes. You could definitely have said that.
Oh, another interesting story on that Nakai guy. He was so wild at one time that he had an ERA of 21.
Oh, my
How
goodness.
can you strike out 27 straight batters?
And have an ERA of 21 at some point?
Well, at one point in his career, he was so wild.
Wow.
It must have been. Dominic says maybe that was a huge strike zone.
Yeah,
Might have
shoulder
been.
to knees.
Yeah. Or shoulder to shoe tops.
Now, how long did that game take, I wonder?
Well, I don't know.
What was the time of the
I
game?
have to keep scrolling down here to see if it tells us. He had 2 pitches. Number 1 was called the knock him down. And a great diving, or I should say leaping catch by Zach Short on a line drive headed for left center. He got way up there to snare that one. And that is a quick 1-2-3 inning. No runs across. We go to the bottom half of the second in tonight's game against Memphis. It's the Mud Hens nothing, Memphis nothing. It's Mud Hens baseball as they inspect the pitcher. And here come the Mud Hens in the second. Cody Clemens to start things off. He had a hot streak here a few days back. Followed by Jacoby Jones, then Kristen Stewart. Middle third of the order. In the second, no score. The Mud Hens have the only hit so far. Jacob Robson single to left.
Yeah, but he was erased by a good throw from home plate.
First pitch of ball. Next pitch is a strike. That'll make it 1-1. Cody with 2 home runs. He's driven in 9. Apparently, once they got this guy straightened out, Matt, in his debut, he struck out 20 batters and walked only 4. So they knew they had his control problem licked.
Yeah, they must have.
Yeah. And a strike on the curveball to make it 2-2. And a ground ball to first, big hop. There's that fastball thrown to the pitcher again by Nagowski because he was so deep. He fired it hard to Thomas, and they get Clemens 3-1. It's the same kind of play that we saw last night. Watch this. The fastball thrown by Nagowski. And it doesn't really, when we slowed it down a little bit, you can't tell, but he actually fires that ball over. And today he struck out 27. He had stomach cramps.
Jeez.
This guy.
This guy's something.
What a story he weaves, huh? He said, believe it or not, as Jacoby Jones takes the ball.
Is that like the Michael Jordan flu game?
1 ball, 1 strike. Sounds like it. He was swallowing some kind of weird black pills between inning. Ground ball, deep short. They're never going to get him, and that'll be an infield base hit for Jacoby Jones. Nice try by Mendoza, but he had no chance.
I got to tell you, that was a heck of a play by Mendoza to even make that somewhat respectable.
Yeah, by the time he threw it, though, he was in left field. And you know what? You're right. It was a good throw for being that far away.
It's a heck of a play. He's falling. He's leaping in the air. That's a heck of a throw, but yeah, he wasn't going to get him. He didn't even need to try that, but
I think this guy'd be somebody to meet, huh? He said he was taking some weird black pills and chugging milk in between innings.
milk.
Yes.
Of
Yeah.
all things.
Chugging milk in between innings and dealing with intense abdominal pain. You know, you'd think somebody would hit the ball to the infield or something. 27 batters.
Boy, you would think. Somebody'd pop out or something.
Yeah. Step out in front of the plate and get hit, you know, get on base somehow. There's a foul ball out of play.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the gentleman who lives in Florida, that guy we're talking about, still has the scorecard from that game.
All right, go visit him when you're down there.
There's a picture of it on the internet here. And a strike into Kristen Stewart, who takes a quick look at the new plate umpire who just joined this crew, Jacob Metz.
Well, Stewart has been red hot, locked in at the plate, 8 for his last 11.
Average up to 240. Here it comes. He'll take a swing and foul one away. They got the shift on him, but you know what? If he sees a pitch that's toward the outside part of the plate, he's got a lot of room down that third baseline. The runner checked, and that's Jones. Throw to first, and he'll get back. He saw that coming. One ball, 2 strikes. That's the count on Kristen. Adeline Rodriguez next. No score in the second. The pitch is bounced off the plate. That's a fair ball, I believe, down to second one. That's all they'll get. Tough break there for Stewart. It rolled about 7 or 8 feet, where Sanchez picked it up and fired to second for the force. So Stewart safe on the fielder's choice. They get Jones at second, and it brings up Adeline Rodriguez. So 2-4 on the force. Little Adeline music as he steps up there. 8 home runs, 26 driven in, batting .306. Pitch in is down low, ball one from Connor Thomas with a 4.82 ERA.
Well, he is your Hens leader in RBIs.
As he'll check the runner, he being Connor Thomas, coming to the plate, and a ground ball to third. That's a fair ball. The throw across is in time, 5-3, and that's all for the Mud Hens in their half of inning number 2. Nothing across, one more hit, they leave a man. We move on to inning number 3 in downtown Toledo. Nice crowd on hand. With the score, the Mud Hens nothing, the Redbirds nothing. It's Mud Hens baseball. Well, no score so far as we start the third. Looks like the sun will not be a factor for now, as the Mud Hens right-hander, Pedro Payano, so far has walked 2 and struck out 2 and has not given up a hit yet. So it's batters 9, 1, and 2 in the third. Juan Yepez to start things off.
Well, if you're planning a project in your yard that requires digging, don't take chances. Call 811. Have your utility lines marked ahead of time. Calling 811 is easy.
It's the law.
And the service is free. Just another safety ground rule from Columbia Gas of Ohio.
Yeah, the hole on the infield is up the middle. They've got short pulled over a little bit deep in the hole at short. Pitch coming in is a good breaking pitch, strike one called. Yepez batting .250, couple of home runs, 6 driven in, no score in the game. The outfield is straight away. Pitch is a good fastball, a strike called to make it strike 2. Now as Payano has the sign. The 0-2 is normally a waste pitch, and that's exactly what it was, way outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, trying to get him to chase. Yepez hit a pretty big home run yesterday. Bombed to left.
Yeah, they came back to tie the game.
Yep.
Briefly, very briefly, as you mentioned, until the Mud Hens' next batter came up.
That's right.
Pitch in is fouled up off first. It's going to be out of play. Hitting the concrete roof and almost bouncing into the second deck. A guy reached over and couldn't quite reach it. Sir, don't reach too far.
He really did.
Man.
I was thinking the same thing as you. Man, that's a long reach.
Did you ever walk down there along that first row?
Yeah, it's...
I'm short and it only comes up to my knees. So you got to really be careful. And a shot up the middle, and dodging that ball was Payano. Would have taken his heel off. That's a leadoff single, the first hit for the Redbirds. It brings up leadoff hitter Scott Hurst. Watching that again, I don't blame him for doing the dance there. So a leadoff base hit. Nobody has scored yet. And a strike. The runner checked, here it comes, and a ground ball to first, foul. At the end of the story, he finally got to the big leagues. He was pitching against the Cubs. And he says, I got bombed. You can't walk the world in the big leagues.
Well, isn't that the truth?
Here comes the shot to right. This is pretty deep. Let's see. It's going to be off the wall. It stays in the yard. But it's going to be, let's see, close at second and safe on a close play.
Oh, man.
Very close at second. So now the Birds have the chance to get on the board. Runners at second and third, nobody out. Let's watch this again to see what you think at second base. Throw
Come
from
on.
Stewart's a beauty. Here
Oh.
it comes. Now, let's see. Let's watch. Yeah,
I think he did just beat it.
yeah, he beat it. Here it is again from another angle. It's close, but it looks like the foot gets in there first.
Boy, just ahead.
Yeah.
Just ahead.
So Yepez now at third. Hurst with that double at second, nobody out. It's going to be tough to keep him off the board now, and the Mud Hens will play back with nobody out. With one out, they might bring the infield in, but not with a no-out situation. And a fly ball to center, hit pretty deep. Going back, Jacoby, way back there, he leaps up. He thought he was closer to the wall, and so then he took an awkward spill. They're going to score 2 on this.
Right, he lost the ball in the process, didn't hang on to it.
He jumped up, he thought he was closer. So what the surprise was, when he came down, he wasn't there yet. Might have even strained his back. Then he got into the wall after backpedaling a couple of hard steps. So you're saying he didn't hold that ball?
No, he did. He did. He held on to it.
Yeah, I thought he did. Everybody tagged and scored after when he fell down. Here it is again. Now watch what he does here, and it's hard to tell, but he'll jump early. All right, jumps a little early. When he comes down, he thinks the wall's closer. Oh, that was his glasses that came
Yep,
off. Yeah, it wasn't the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, it wasn't the ball. Now, what's the argument about? So, with him falling, the guy at third tagged and scored. Apparently, the runner at second also tagged and came all the way around.
Yep. And right now, Zach Short is standing on the second base bag because they're going to appeal.
And the umpire's not buying it. He just ruled safe, the
Yep.
first base umpire. So Kramer Robertson is going to get a sacrifice fly that scores 2.
Yep. Yeah, you don't see too many sacrifice fly, 2 RBIs.
No. So 2-0, and there's a shot left field, base hit. All of a sudden, they're just hitting the ball all over the place like bullets.
Yeah, it really changed with the way Yepez started this inning. Again, he did that in yesterday's ball game.
That was Lane Thomas who just laced one to left. And here comes Justin Williams. 2-0 Redbirds. We're in the third. And there's one fouled away. You know, when we played in Charleston, West Virginia in my earlier years, they had a guy that played for Pittsburgh as well, Miguel Delaunay, who was one of the fastest base runners ever. And in that park, Watt Powell Park in Charleston, the center field was real deep. He would score every time we're in town. He'd score from second base on a sac fly. If it was to deep center, he'd make it all the way in, and we'd never get him. That's how fast he was.
Wow, that's impressive. What was the name of that stadium?
Watt Powell Park. I'm sure it's ashes now. I don't know if they might still have a team in Charleston. I'm not sure. That's West Virginia. Runner goes, swing and a miss, and there's no throw. So a stolen base for Lane
It's a strikeout as well.
as Justin Williams strikes out. So there's 2 down, and it brings up John Nagowski. 1 year, what was his name? Carl Seinfeld was the GM down there. He decided they had these temporary fences because the old-time ballpark had the big concrete walls that were way back. I mean, way back. And he took the temporary fences out 1 year, and that was a disaster. And there's a pop-up on the infield, should end the inning. Coming on is Gonzalez. Look out, almost a collision. And getting out of the way just in time was Garneau, as the grab is made by Gonzalez, and that's the inning. Nice play to hold on to that ball. But the Redbirds grab the lead with 2 runs on 3 hits in the inning. 1 man left. We go on to the bottom half of the third. It's Memphis 2, the Mud Hens nothing. It's Mud Hens baseball.
Watt, Powell.
All right, and we are back with the Redbirds now leading 2-0. The Mud Hens will bat in the third. Sending up Uriel Gonzalez, Dustin Garneau, and leadoff hitter Zach Short. I don't know if you remember some of these players, but that had more future stars on it my first year, the Charleston Charlies, the Pittsburgh Pirates AAA team. Let's see, Ken Maka turned out to be a big star. Omar Marino was a huge star in Pittsburgh. Ed Ott. Willie Randolph was one of the greats ever, another speedster. Craig Reynolds. I never saw so many. You look it up, and almost all those guys made it to the big leagues. Here's a slow roller to the mound, kind of, off the mound, grabbing at Thomas. He flips to first, so 1-3 on the play to get Yariel. 1 out. It brings up Dustin Garneau. Art Howe, who wound up a manager, played on that team. Bobby Valentine, everybody's heard it. Yeah, he was on that team. When he was managing in Norfolk, I told him, I said, Bobby, I remember you playing in Charleston. He said, I can't believe anybody remembers that. And I said, well, I do. John Candelaria was a very successful left-handed pitcher. I mean, there were so many guys, all these guys, if you look them up, they had great or very good major league careers. They were all young kids. They came in 4th and made the playoffs in that year. Here's a strike into Dustin Garneau. Ken Tekulve, another one, was a great reliever. The 1-1. And a pitch outside. There's some names I didn't even mention that were all pretty good major leaguers. Odell Jones was one. Next pitch in is a curveball that misses a little bit low. 2 balls and a strike. There was a guy in that team from Defiance. Doug Bear was a pretty good pitcher.
Oh, there you go.
From Defiance, yep. And ball 4. So Dustin gets a walk. That'll bring up leadoff hitter Zach Short, who struck out his first time up. One of my favorite tunes. Yep. Short struck out swinging in the Mud Hens first, now batting in the 3rd with a teammate at first base. The Redbirds with a 2-0 lead. There's a few Ohioans on that team. Ken Tekulve was one. A ball to Zach as he waits on the 1-0 delivery. It is hit hard into left field, base hit, 2 men on with 1 out. Fielded by Seizure out there. Garneau has to stop at second, and that'll bring up Jacob Robson, who picked up the game's first hit. Well, he's 1 for 1. Well, let's see what Jacob can come up with in this 2-0 game. Two men on with 1 down. We'll see what Robson comes up with here. Left against the left. Here it comes. He'll take a strike, strike 1. We are in the 3rd. Connor Thomas ready. Here it comes. And that's a strike. It's strike 2 on him. Now the sign picked up. Here it comes, and this one comes in low. That'll run it to 1 ball, 2 strikes. After Robson, it's Renato Nunez. You got a couple guys coming up that have been picking up timely hits. The 1-2 to Robson is on the way, and it's low and away. It's now 2-2. We've got the lights on, but there's still quite a bit of daylight left. Although, you know, days are starting to get shorter now.
Yeah,
We got by the,
I came to that realization a couple days ago.
I don't know if you can tell yet, it's only, on the 21st was the longest day of the year. So today's the 24th, 23rd.
Today's the 23rd.
So we've only shortened up by about a minute or two, but
Yep.
it's going to add up. Two of the count. Robson battling down there, trying to knock in a run or two, or maybe even three. Here it comes. He'll swing and foul one back.
Oh, it's also the first day of summer.
Yes, that's always the longest day of the year. First day of summer.
First day of summer, and we turned around yesterday and had barely got to 70.
Yep. You never know. Still 2-2 as Robson continues to battle with a couple of teammates aboard. Here it comes. He'll hit one out towards short. Will it be two? The second one back to first, and he beat it at first base, so the inning continues. Robson with the good speed. 6-4 on the force of Zach Short. Well, we'll see what Renato Nunez can come up with. He had the speed to beat the relay, just barely. But he did beat it. That gives Nunez a chance with runners at first and third. You got Garneau at third now. And Jake at first, and he'll take a good-sized lead. They've got the shift on Nunez. Throw to first, and Robson gets back. Second baseman Robertson right behind second base. So there's a lot of room through that right side. Big hole over there. Pitch in, and he took a huge cut and fouls it down, strike one. He being Renato Nunez. Memphis got two in the top of this inning. As Thomas slows down a little bit. Now his 0-1 is high. It's a ball and a strike. There are a lot of people on the roof above the roost. If you've ever been up there, Matt, back around behind the building is a huge area.
Absolutely.
But you got to squeeze. Now, see, that's where you can see the game from that spot.
That's where you squeeze in.
Yes. Pitch in is inside to make it 2-1.
But yes, you are right. That's a big area in behind the building.
And I think from that particular vantage point, you get a pretty good look at the river and some of the downtown activities. 2-1 the count on Nunez with runners at first and third. Here it comes. He'll take it inside. Cody Clemens, the next batter. Cody, a left-handed batter. I don't think he's pitching around Renato, but he must know that the next batter's a left-handed batter. And Thomas, a left-handed pitcher. So the 3-1 is swung on and missed, and he took the big cut. It's 3-2. Nunez had stepped back. This means Robson will go from first. Garneau plays it safe at third. And now stepping off the mound out there, Connor Thomas. He's buying a little extra time. And the setup again. The 3-2 is strike three called. He started for first base and now just realized that he was called out. Nunez says, "You got to be kidding me." You can almost hear him yelling from here. He was halfway to first base, and the plate umpire pulled that right hand up, and and he's out of the game. He has been thumped from the game, and Tom didn't get there in time as he walks down in. So we've lost Renato Nunez as the DH, and Tom wants him out of there. Now Tom will take up the argument. So that's a tough ejection. I think Ronaldo told him exactly what he thought of him, gave him a new name, and that gave him a trip to the showers. So the Mud Hens will not score. They pick up a hit. They leave 2. We move on to the 4th inning in downtown Toledo with Nunez ejected. Our score, the Redbirds 2, the Mud Hens nothing. It's Mud Hens baseball. We're in the 4th. The Mud Hens trail 2-0. Renato Nunez ejected. We'll have a new DH. We're guessing maybe Griner, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
So Matt, go ahead and see what you can come up with.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully we can get some runs on the board. But first it starts, top of the 4th inning. Pedro Payano facing Ali Sanchez, Matt Caesar, and Evan Mendoza. Hitters 6, 7, and 8 in the Redbirds lineup. Payano, the right-hander, fires a strike. 2-1 the count on Ali Sanchez. Sanchez flying out to right his first time up. That was in that 2nd inning, Jim, where they hit 3 balls very hard off of Payano, but didn't score a run and didn't even get a hit. Bouncing liner over to short. Zach Short, plenty of time, fires across the diamond to retire Sanchez 6-3. And that'll bring up Matt Caesar, who also flied out deep to right field his first time up. The 2nd inning, Sanchez flied to deep right, Caesar flied to deep right, and Mendoza lined out sharply on a leaping grab by Zach Short at short. The next inning, that's when they scored 2 runs on 3 hits. And the first pitch to Matt Caesar is low, make it ball 1. Payano started the year with AA Erie, 6 starts there, went 3-1 with a 3.1 ERA. Bouncing ball foul up the third baseline. He does have major league experience. Made it to the big leagues in 2019 with the Texas Rangers. Pedro Payano, 1-2 record, 5.73 ERA, 4 starts, 6 appearances, 22 innings. Major league level. He walked 15 though, and struck out 17 in those 22 innings.
The game of the day was played in Philadelphia today, where the Nationals edged them 13-12.
Well, they're going to be talking about Scherzer for a while there. That Scherzer-Girardi matchup. Bouncing ball foul right at the plate, even the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes on Matt Caesar.
Well, on a Wednesday, you get several day games, so there were like 5 or 6 played this afternoon. Of course, we all know the Tigers won 6-2.
Yep, they did. That's the one we cared the most about. Pitch on the way, and that one a towering pop-up. This could be in play, foul territory. Aderlin Rodriguez is under it, and he's got it. 2 up, 2 gone in the top half of the 4th inning, and fans step up to the plate, butter up. The breakfast plate, that is. Mayberry Diner giving away free pancakes. Any pitcher in today's game registers a pitcher 100 miles per hour or above. Mayberry Diner offers 2 locations in Toledo, 1 in Sylvania. For more information, go to mayberrydiner.com. Evan Mendoza, today's Toff's Ice Cream strikeout player of the game, steps to the plate. He swings at the first pitch and a towering fly ball into shallow center field. Under it is Jones, and Jacoby's got it. And a 1-2-3 inning turned in by Pedro Payano. We'll move to the bottom of the 4th. Mud Hens trailing Memphis 2-0. This is Toledo Mud Hens baseball. Hey, we're back in downtown Toledo, heading to the bottom of the 4th inning. Matt Melzak, Jim Weber, and our crew happy to have you along with us as well, with the Toledo Mud Hens trailing the Memphis Redbirds by a score of 2-0. Each team with 3 hits so far. As we go to the bottom of the 4th, Cody Clemens will lead things off against Connor Thomas.
Left-hander fires, and that's down low. Ball 1.
Wonder if that girl we just showed knows what the score is. Going a mile a minute on the old phone.
Yeah. Bouncing ball foul up the first base line. Yep, gotta like the phones. Now it's like attached to your hip.
Boy.
Pitch on the way and a ground ball to first. Grabbing that is Nagowski. He'll go to the bag. 3 unassisted. Cody Clemens is 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs, both to first. And that'll bring up Jacoby Jones. Infield hit his first time up, 1 for 1. As Jones average up to 238.
One of the hottest teams right now in the major leagues, the Houston Astros, coming to Detroit.
Yeah, they are.
They're up right now 6-0 in Baltimore, but no surprise there.
No, Baltimore has become Baltimore.
You know, they win a few at home, but they have a terrible losing streak on the road.
Why, isn't that Arizona's got the worst one going?
Well, they might. I know Baltimore has lost like, I don't know, 17 or 18
man,
in road games, straight road games.
Oy. That's just miserable. And the pitch on the way, 1-1 offering is there for a strike to Jones. 2 homers, 10 RBIs in his time with Toledo. Mud Hens coming in with a record of 22-20. And a pitch way inside, up and in. Jacoby Jones, he ducked out of the way of that. Even the count of 2 balls, 2 strikes. Time called. Thomas really wants to work fast. He works from the third base side of the rubber, gets the side, rocks and delivers. Foul ball at the plate. I mean, watch how fast he's ready to roll. He gets the baseball. He'll look in for the sign, and boom, he's ready to go. Pitch on the way. Fouled again. 2-2. The count remains on Jacoby Jones. Kristen Stewart waiting on deck. Pitch on the way, and that one way outside with a fastball. 67th pitch of the ball game for Connor Thomas.
Hey, Louisville's on fire. They're up on Indy 4-0.
Wow. 3-2 on the way, and he got him swinging. Strikeout picked up by Connor Thomas.
His 4th.
And that'll bring up Kristen Stewart, who grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up. Over his 3-game hitting streak, though, prior to today, 8 for 11 at the plate.
Columbus at home tonight against St. Paul, up 5-1 after 3.
Yeah, they're heating up, aren't they? You saw them a lot last week.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, that's when they were fired up. They had won 10 out of 12.
Whew.
Because at one time they were almost 10 games under. It looked like they were going to drop out, and they came firing back.
The 0-1 hammered up the first baseline, but foul. Got an extra inning game today, huh? San Francisco and the Angels. 2-1, bottom of the 12th inning. Pitch on the way is a swing and a miss. 0-2, and Stewart fans, the Mud Hens go in order. 1, 2, 3 in the bottom half of the 4th. We'll head to inning number 5. Toledo trailing Memphis 2-0. This is Toledo Mud Hens baseball. Pedro Payano back to the bump for the Mud Hens as we'll head to the top of the 5th inning. 2-0, and Mud Hens trailing Memphis. Habitek Security provides 24/7 protection for their locally Habitek owned and operated Central Station. Stay safe at home with Habitek Security. For more information, call 888-HABITEC or visit HabitekSecurity.com. Juan Yepez will lead things off. Top half of the 5th inning. He led off the 3rd inning with a single, and that opened the door to a 2-run inning for the Memphis Redbirds. And that lead swings at the first pitch and chops it foul. I'll tell you what, the ratio really good for Pedro Payano. 63 pitches, 44 have been strikes.
Yeah, not bad. That means what, 19 balls?
That's
it.
right. Over 2-1. That's a great ratio in game, isn't it?
Hey, that's what you want. At least 2-1, 2-1.
Ground ball hit up the third baseline. Backhanded stop. Yariel Gonzalez and his throw across the diamond. Scooped out nicely by Aderlin Rodriguez. 5-3, 1 up, 1 gone in the top of the 5th inning.
That's actually a good throw from that deep. He wanted to make sure he didn't throw it wildly. So throwing it in the ground, actually, a lot of first basemen like that play.
Yeah, they do.
Now, it took a second hop, but still, you know, the hops are true off the grass. Or at least they should be.
Well, Kyle Leppelmeyer does a great job with his field. And a swing and a miss for Scott Hurst, who is at the plate, the DH for the Memphis Redbirds.
You know, when Jake was here, we'd say, oh, that ball took a bad hop. He'd come up here. Are you sure? Yeah, well, here, we'll show you the video.
Yeah.
He didn't like it when his field provided a bad hop.
Pitch on the way. That one looped in the air to left. That's going to drop for a base hit for Scott Hurst, who has been on base 3 times. A walk, a double, and now a single. Good night for the leadoff hitter for the Memphis Redbirds. It came in with a record of 16-27 on the season.
Nice job there of going with the pitch.
Nothing. Mud Hens trailing. Pitch on the way, and it's a strike to Kramer Robertson. Robertson is 0 for 1. He had a sacrifice fly that drove in 2.
And you won't see that every day, if ever again.
Throw over to first. Back with a head first slide is Scott Hurst.
That was actually a good play by Hurst. Because once Jacoby fell down, the ball was in his glove, then you can take off. That's what he did.
That's exactly what he did.
Especially when you're 405 feet away from home plate.
Snap throw down to first after that one was blocked neatly by Dustin Garneau, but back with a head first slide is Hurst. Hurst has 4 stolen bases in 5 tries this year. 19 for 30 as a team, the Memphis Redbirds. Stolen bases, they've been caught 11 times. One is there for a strike. Good curveball that time from Payano.
That's one of the best I've seen tonight. That had a nice break on it.
Kramer Robertson thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
He stands in. 1-2 pitch coming up. Payano kicks and delivers. Swinging a foul up and out of play.
That ball was running right in on him. It wasn't going anywhere if he did hit it.
And all he did was hit it into a sweep.
Yep. But it was tailing right into him. That would have been a handle hit.
Pitch on the way. Right there. Strike 3 called. Fastball right down Main Street. And Robertson takes a seat in the dugout as he's caught looking.
Strikeout number 4 for Payano.
Look at this pitch. I mean, you can't throw it anymore in the middle of the strike zone, can you?
Yeah, and I think Robertson knew it.
So there's 2 down. Runner at first. Lane Thomas is at the plate. And he'll take a pitch inside, ball 1.
Boy, Lane Thomas has done nothing but get on base, but they sent him down. So apparently he wasn't doing all of this up there.
Yeah, if he was doing this up there, he wouldn't be here.
Yeah, tonight a walk and a strikeout. Yesterday a couple RBIs and a home run.
A bouncing ball up the middle, diving stop, and out of the glove, a shovel of perfection from Zach Short. to Cody Clemens covering the second base bag. Heck of a play there defensively by Zach Short. That ends the inning. One hit and a man left, and a defensive gem turned in by the shortstop, Zach Short. And we move to the bottom of the fifth with the Mud Hens trailing by 2. This is Toledo Mud Hens baseball. Oh, we'll go to the bottom of the fifth inning with a 2-0 score. Mud Hens down by a pair. Bottom of the fifth inning brought to you by SMS Nutrition. Find us at the corner of Airport Highway in Pennsylvania. Cross Trails Shopping Plaza. SMS Nutrition, serving up healthy protein shakes and refreshing, clean energy drinks every day. It'll be Aderlin Rodriguez to lead things off for the Hens. Bottom third of the order to face Connor Thomas in the bottom of the fifth. Thomas at 71 pitches. Make it 72 with that strike. Comes in again, and this one lifted in the air down the right field line. Heading into the corner, and it'll be a foul ball.
Well, he didn't catch it because the ball is rolling back out in the right field.
Yeah, it went down into that area where we're blind.
Yep.
Down there in the right field corner once it goes into foul territory.
Yeah, we can't see about the last 40 feet.
Yeah, Williams went into that area. The ball came out,
Yep.
so we knew it was good.
Yeah, the ball came rolling
Foul
out.
ball. But 2 strikes on Aderlin Rodriguez. Remember, Thomas struck out the last 2 in the previous inning, and he's going to add another strikeout. Aderlin Rodriguez caught looking at a fastball. 3 straight Ks picked up by Connor Thomas. He's got 6 in the ball game.
Yeah, he's walked only 1.
And that'll bring up Yariel Gonzalez. And the first pitch to Yariel is a ball. And the pitch is there for a strike. 1-1. The count on Yariel Gonzalez. The 1-1 pitch. That's on the outside corner for a strike. 1 down. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning.
You talked about the big hockey game tonight. There's people out here kind of checking it out. We have it on one of the screens. Apparently it just started, I think.
Yep.
No score.
No score. Tampa Bay trying to advance to the Stanley Cup Finals. Pitch is just a bit low there. Make it 2 balls and 2 strikes. How about Montreal won last night? They're up 3-2 in their series. Pitch is on the way.
That was out in Vegas, wasn't it?
That was.
So they won in Vegas.
They won in Vegas. Up 4-1 last night. They lead the series 3-2 with Game 6 coming in Montreal. Swinging a fly ball to right center. Racing over is Thomas, the center fielder. He'll make the grab. And Yariel Gonzalez is retired. That'll bring up Dustin Garneau, a walk in his first plate appearance. Well, an interesting thing would be Montreal is the last Canadian team to actually win the Stanley Cup, by the way, Jim.
Which was how long ago?
I think 1993.
Oh, gee.
I'm going to check that real quick, see if my memory's good. And first pitch swinging is Dustin Garneau, driving one deep to left center on the run, and making the catch just before the wall is Thomas in deep left center field. Garneau gave it a ride, but it's just a long out as the Hens go in order for the second straight inning. We're off to the 6th in downtown Toledo. It's Memphis 2, Toledo nothing. This is Toledo Mud Hens baseball. To the top of the 6th we go in downtown Toledo. Mud Hens still trailing Memphis 2-0. And Justin Williams will lead things off for the Redbirds.
in their half of the sixth. So we did look it up, Jim, during the break.
Yep.
Last Stanley Cup champion from Canada was the Montreal Canadiens in 1993. I was right.
28 years ago.
They beat Wayne Gretzky's LA Kings in that final, by the way, 4-1.
28 years.
And you have the Islanders trying to keep their series alive against Tampa. They haven't won since 1983. They won from 1979, 80, 80, 81, 81, 82, and 82, 83. 4 straight years. It's the only 4 times they've ever won the Stanley Cup.
Well, that was a great run.
And the first pitch from Pedro Payano to Justin Williams is a strike.
Payano's
Williams has struck out
ratio,
twice.
yeah, still good. 21 balls, 53 strikes, 74 pitches. I'd say he's in good shape.
Yeah, he is in very good shape. The 0-1 slammed up the middle, but right into the shift. Zach Short on the right side of second will fire over to first. 6-3 to retire Justin Williams. That'll bring up John Nogowski, who's 0 for 2. He's popped out to third twice. Well, fans, it takes teamwork to get results. When it comes to information technology, Mudheads rely on the team of pros at New Era Tech. For a free assessment of your business's IT needs, give them a call, 419-897-9797, or check them out at neweratech.com. So, as the first pitch to Nogowski is there for a strike. So if Montreal makes it, would you be rooting for them in the final? Have a Canadian team with a Stanley Cup?
Not necessarily. Who would they be going up against? Do we know yet?
Either Tampa or the Islanders.
I suppose that'd be for either Tampa or the Islanders. Tampa, though, what a story for that town. All the championships, football, good baseball team, hockey. I mean, they've been stacking up the championships.
They certainly have been. It's been a good run for the Tampa area, no doubt. 1-1 pitch on the way. You know what? The Rays could win the World Series this year. There's no doubt about that. Pop-up.
That's all this guy does.
Yep, he's done it. This one won't be to Yariel Gonzalez. It'll be Zach Short instead. 3 pop-ups in the game. This one to Short. And there's 2 down. Very quickly, Ali Sanchez will step to the plate.
See him coming back. I think he's thinking the same thing. Like, what's with all these pop-ups?
I know. What in the world is going on here?
One time, I think it was Mike Hessman got into a pop-up funk, and Larry Parrish kept saying, I don't know if I've ever seen anybody, I think it was him, pop up so much. He got out of it, but it lasted for a while. He kept getting under everything.
Yeah, just off, right?
Yeah.
It's a game of inches. 2-0 our score here. The 1-0 on the way to Sanchez, and he pops one up in the air. Another pop-up. This one will go foul.
This was for the fans.
Yep. Sanchez 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground out in his 2 plate appearances.
Well, the lady won the battle there.
The pitch on the way, outside corner, that's a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're 2 down in the top of the 6th inning. Pedro Payano. And solid tonight. The 1-2. Bouncing ball through the right side of the infield. Aderlin Rodriguez couldn't get over and get that one, and Sanchez has a 2-out single.
So did you tell me that Fort Wayne and South Carolina are the finalists?
Yep. Fort Wayne won last night in overtime to eliminate Allen. So it's the Fort Wayne Comets and the South Carolina Stingrays in the ECHL final.
What a year for that lead to get through with half the teams playing, half not. It's amazing.
Fort Wayne didn't even start till February.
Yeah.
The pitch on the way, that's there for a strike to Matt Caesar. Caesar fly out and a pop out. 0 for 2. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what goes on there. How that finals shakes out. So weird to be talking about that at June 23rd.
Well, that one year you didn't get in here till June.
I know. When we had the finals, June 7th, I think we flew back from Newfoundland.
Newfoundland, yep.
Yep. After losing in Game 6. 1-1 pitch on the way, and that one slapped high in the air, foul and out of play. I will tell you, one of the harder broadcast spots, not spots, but the hardest broadcast time that I've had to fill was that Game 6 after losing. And you're by yourself on the broadcast, and they're celebrating with the championship.
Oh, yeah.
It was a tough one, that's for sure. So close, and you look back at that series, Jim. Ground ball foul up the third baseline.
Was that the year that you played all 7-game series?
No, that was not the year.
When was that?
That was in 2015.
Played all 7-game series.
All 7-game series and lost the last one to South Carolina here
Yeah.
in triple overtime on a goal that I still believe was offside.
Have you looked at the video?
I have. I looked at it a lot back then. I still thought it was offside. Pop up, shallow right. Stewart racing in. He's got it on the run, and that's the inning. Now 2-out single will strand a man for Memphis in their half of the 6th. We'll go on to the bottom half of inning number 6. The Mud Hens still trailing 2-0. This is Toledo Mud Hens baseball. Well, folks, having a lot of fun here in downtown Toledo. We haven't picked up our paid figure tonight.
No, we just had the cheers cam, so everyone holding up the glasses that their suds are in.
Bottom of the 6th and the top of the order for the Mud Hens. Zach Short, Jacob Robinson, not Renato Nunez.
No, we're going to find out who the new DH is in just a moment.
Yep.
I'm guessing Griner, but maybe not.
The pitch on the way from Connor Thomas is there for a strike. To Zach Short, who's got a single and 2 trips, 1 for 2. Well, there's action down in the Hen bullpen as Nolan Blackwood is loosening up. If you were with us in our pregame show, Tom Prince did mention that we were going to see him today.
He and who's the other one that hadn't pitched in 4 days?
The other one was Moreno.
Yeah, Moreno. Yeah. So he said we're probably going to see both of those guys.
And Blackwood is up now, which tells you tonight might be done for Pedro Payano. A quality start for him tonight if it is the end of the road. Swing and a miss.
That's
On the
pitch
2-1.
number 85 for Connor Thomas, right in that same range. 52 strikes, 33 balls.
Yeah, Payano, 87 pitches to get through 6 innings. He was very good tonight for the Mud Hens. Exactly what the doctor ordered. Again, and remember, they only used 3 pitchers in last night's ball game.
Yep.
As a swing and a foul back to the screen. Zach Short hanging in there, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 6th. And a swing and a miss. Another strikeout picked up by Connor Thomas. He's got 7 in this game.
You know who's coming out yet? Dylan Rosa.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Give him a chance to get some at-bats. He's going to be the new DH.
Yep, Jacob Robinson stepping to the plate. 1 for 2. With a single his first time up. Thomas, on his entire season, he's tied a season high in strikeouts with 7. As Robson greets him, first pitch with a drive to right center.
Might be
That's
3.
going to get down all the way to the wall. It goes. Robson puts on the brakes at second base. And Memphis was thinking the same thing. They hustled that ball in, Jim.
And that relay to third was right on the money. It's a good thing he stopped.
Yeah, he went right after it.
See if they show this relay to third. You talk about right on the bag. Watch this. Watch. Bink, right there.
Boy, you are right. What a throw by Robertson, the second baseman,
Yep.
on the relay. Jeez. Well, take a double, 1 out, base runner. We're going to get some action quickly down in the Memphis bullpen.
right-hander is going to start loosening up for Memphis. Time called, as we're going to get a visit. Believe it or not, we're in the 6th inning. That's our first mound visit of the game.
That's good. That's a good thing.
Trying to pick up who that
Yeah.
right-hander is that's out there throwing for Memphis.
Yes, it is Roel Ramirez.
Yep, Roel Ramirez.
Roel Ramirez, number 70.
There you go, as we're going to see Dylan Rosa. Dylan Rosa is coming on to hit. Of course, Renato Nunez was ejected from the ball game his last at bat back in the 3rd inning.
Rosa's only been in 2 games. He's 1 for 4. So he'll get a shot right here to knock in a run and get the Mud Hens back in the game.
With Erie, 4 home runs, 18 driven in, and 8 doubles in 30 games there. And he swings to the first pitch and a towering fly ball to right. Under that is Williams, and he corrals it, fires it in to third base to make sure Robson didn't advance. And Rosa sees 1 pitch, he is out. And that'll bring up Cody Clemens, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of ground downs to first baseman Nagowski. Cody Clemens, runner at second, 2 down. Thomas trying to get through the 6th, and the pitch is there for a strike.
Clemens has made pretty good contact, but both times hitting them right to Nagowski at first. Actually, one went to the pitcher, but they were both on that side of the field. It was 3-1 and a 1-3 play.
Pitch on the way, check swing foul. Oh man.
He didn't want to touch that.
No, he did not. Clemens hits in 8 of his last 10 games coming in. He waits on the 0-2. It's off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch number 92 of the ball game for Thomas. Mentioned his last 2 outings. He only went 3 2/3 against Gwinnett and 3 1/3 against Indianapolis. He threw 93 pitches when he went against the Hens back on the 4th, and he's at 92 right now.
I guess he's all stretched out, huh?
Yeah. 1-2 is low and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fans, if you want more to your lawn, visit perftoledo.com. Servicing Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan since 1978. Perfect Lawn, official lawn service of the Mud Hens. 58 strikes and those 93 pitches for Connor Thomas. Cody Clemens waiting on the 2-2 offering. Here it comes. And he chops one to the right side of the infield. This could be trouble. Nagowski trying to glove it. Over to Thomas, trying to cover the bag. But Clemens is safe. An infield single. Moving to third is Robson.
Keeps the inning alive.
And does. Gives Jacoby Jones a chance.
He's going to try and scoop it out of the glove, but was not going to be in time anyway.
Now, that was perfectly placed. And we might get the pitching change right here.
Now we'll find out.
94 pitches for Thomas.
Yeah,
And
there
there's
goes
the signal.
Yep, signal goes down.
So 5 2/3 innings for Thomas. And he goes out of the ball game.
94 pitches,
Yep.
unofficially.
And so we're going to get a chance to look at a reliever coming in from the pen. And we talked about him already. Roel Ramirez, 25-year-old, native of Laredo, Texas. Pitched last year, 1 game for St. Louis.
All right, let's check out his numbers. He's 0-1 with a 5.32 ERA. This will be his 17th relief appearance. 23 and 2/3 innings, 24 hits allowed, good for 16 runs, 14 earned. 2 home runs have been given up, 8 walks, 23 strikeouts.
Pretty solid outing for Connor Thomas. Now, he could take a run and even 2 should Clemens come in to score.
Yeah, if the Mud Hens scored 2 here, he would not be the pitcher of record.
That is correct. 5 2/3, 5 hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts for Connor Thomas. Now remember, 2 of those hits came in this inning. Robson's double and then the infield hit for Cody Clemens. I just took a quick peek at that hockey game, Jim.
Can he score yet?
1-0 Tampa.
Uh-oh. It may not get back to New York.
Well, it's in New York now.
Oh, it is now.
Yeah, Tampa has the home field, or home ice. So Roel Ramirez taking his tosses. Now make sure you join us at the rooftop of the Heights, Toledo Renaissance, downtown Toledo, before every game. Views of the cityscape, oven-fired pizzas, and your favorite beer. Experience life above the Glass City. Roel Ramirez will face Jacoby Jones. Nolan Blackwood continues to loosen for the Hens down in their bullpen. Imagine he is going to come on the next inning. A pitch from Ramirez, a slow curve that hung on the inside part of the plate, actually just a little bit off of it for a ball. Ramirez, right-hander, works from the first base side of the rubber. Stands up and releases a fastball for a strike. Jones taking that, 1-1 the count on him. Jacoby Jones, 1 for 2. Infield hit back in the second inning. Has 10 RBIs on the year. Would love to at least get that runner in from third. Cut this lead a little bit. It's 2-0 Memphis. Pitch on the way. Jones, bouncing ball, hit to short. Quick flip to second. 6-4 to end the inning. Mud Hens get a couple of hits, and they will leave 2 in their half of the 6th. We go on to the 7th. It's still Memphis 2, Toledo nothing. This is Toledo Mud Hens baseball. Well, we got a 2-0 ball game as we go on to the 7th inning. Pedro Payano, pretty good outing. Jim Weber, as we kick it over to you.
Yeah, 6 innings, 5 hits allowed, 2 runs, all earned. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 87 pitches. And the new pitcher is right-handed Nolan Blackwood.
Yeah, Nolan Blackwood, no record, a 9.64 earned run average. This will be his 12th appearance, 14 innings of work. He's allowed 23 hits, walking 7 and striking out 11. Only 1 home run allowed.
Evan Mendoza, the batter, first pitch, he pops up, it's out of play, strike 1. Mendoza has lined to short, then fly to center, 0 for 2 in the game. He entered batting .258. Batters 8, 9, and 1 here in the 7th. Well, the Mud Hens have been in it all the way, but unable to do anything offensively, down 2-0. Both teams have 5 hits. And the curveball, a beauty, swing and a miss, and he needed a lot longer bat to hit that one. The setup by Blackwood. Here it comes, a swing and a foul. Strike 2 the count. Well, the Mud Hens will still get 3 more shots at the Birds. Down 2-0. Here it comes. There's one right back to Blackwood. He can't get it. charging. A barehanded throw is not in time. Nice try by Short, but he had no chance. Once it got past Blackwood, it was going to be a base hit. Not much Nolan could do. Watch, you'll see. It bounces over his head. Yeah, and that was it. Nice try, though, by Short, but about a step late. So that's an infield base hit. It brings up Juan Yepez. He's 1 for 2. As we approach stretch time on a Wednesday night, don't forget we're here all the way through Sunday. All 7:05 games except for Sundays, and that's a day game at 2:05. And they flip over to first. Not in time. You know, Matt mentioned it on the pregame show. We're just letting you know that there'll be plenty of fireworks on the 2nd, although we're not going to have ours, but everybody can stay right in here and watch the city display, which is usually pretty good. It's on Friday, July 2. We don't play another road game until July the 6th.
Right. Postponed to a date later in this summer. We're still going to try to do that fireworks.
Do some more fireworks, maybe like we used to, huh?
Yep. Well, I'll at least do a show.
There's a shot left field that's going to be caught, though. Right there was Jacob Robson. He had the perfect track on that. 1 down. It brings up leadoff hitter Scott Hurst, who has been on base every time, with a walk, a double, and a single. There it is again. Yeah, Jacob had the beat on that right from the start. You know, hopefully we'll be able to get back to total normalcy by next year with all the things that you're used to seeing and doing down here. Here's a foul ball out of play. No balls, 1 strike. After Hurst, it's Kramer Robertson. We're in the 7th. They scored twice in the 3rd. It's holding up so far. They being the Memphis Redbirds. Pitch in, runner goes, and the throw down is going to be a little off, and they didn't get him. I think the ball was dropped. Yep, it was.
Yep.
I think he was about ready to bang him, but then the ball was dropped.
I think you're right.
So an 8th stolen base for Evan Mendoza. Watch now for a second there. He's getting ready to call him out till he sees the ball rolling on the ground. Nice try, though, by Short. Hurst waits on an 0-2 pitch. Blackwood deal. Did he hit him? Yes, he did. He got him on the leg, so that'll put 2 men on with 1 down and bring up Kramer Robertson. So Hurst continues his streak of being on base every time. Got him in the right hip there. Robertson, 2 strikeouts and a 2-run sacrifice fly, believe it or not.
We got 1, I got you, baby. Check your outfield. Check your outfield.
So 2 men on with 1 down. Now the double play would look pretty good right about now.
Sure would. Well, Jim, I think you've called it. A double play would look great.
And the curveball is right in there, strike 1. Robertson 0 for 2. His 2 RBIs give him 23. As Blackwood deals, and another big curve right there. Boy, I'll tell you what, that pitch should have signaled for a turn. That thing really took a sharp break. Oh and 2 the count. Blackwood checks him. Here it comes, and this curve is way outside. We are in the top half of the 7th inning of a 2-0 game. Now is Nolan ready to go? got to step off to let Clemens get back to his position. He came in behind the runner at second, hoping to catch Mendoza too far off the bag. Now Mendoza decides, I better keep an eye on this Mud Hen second baseman. Keeps trying to sneak in behind me. Blackwood again sets. His 1-2 is a fast one, just missing. It's 2-2. The Redbirds have 6 hits in the game, the Mud Hens 5. Blackwood deals, and the fast one low and away. So a couple of fastballs in succession, neither one finding the zone. Now it's 3-2, and a walk would load him up. So Kramer Robertson is going to be ready to swing. He knows this pitcher does not want to walk the, well, he did. Now the bases are loaded. So Mendoza moves to third. Hurst down to second. Robertson in first, and now he really needs a double play. Of course, a pop-up would not hurt. Now out to chat with Blackwood is Garneau. That does count as a mound visit.
Now this is a mighty important situation for Nolan Blackwood.
And there's nobody up in the pen. It's up to Blackwood to get the Mud Hens out of this inning. As he has the bases loaded, time called. He just called. He called the balk on Blackwood. Everybody moves up. It's going to be 3-0. The plate umpire went right out, and he's going to explain to him why he called it. And he just told him what he did. Nobody's coming out of that Mud Hen dugout. But that's going to make it 3-0. There goes your double play. And now it's a 3-0 game. There's a balk. That moves Hurst to third and Robertson up to second. Well, now you got first base open. Now the infield has to come in tight. Pitch in is a fast one. That's down low.
Let's
Ball 1.
See if we can catch it.
Yeah, let's watch this. Boy, there's 2 umpires that called it.
Yeah, 2 of them called it. First base umpire and home plate.
Next pitch will break outside. So it's a 3-0 game now. Yeah, 2 umpires saw that and called it right away. There was no argument at all from the Mud Hens bench. And the next pitch is inside. That's going to make it ball 2. So first base is open now. But I think Nolan would like to be throwing some strikes and get away from these walks. It's his inning. There's no one else up in the bullpen. Next pitch in is down the middle to make it 3-1.
And you do like the fact that Jacob Metz, our home plate umpire, went out and told Nolan Blackwood, here's what you did.
Yep.
Here's why we called the balk.
As he sets and delivers, and a ground ball. And coming home, he couldn't get the ball out of his glove. They'll get the batter, but Adelin wanted to come home and couldn't find the handle to the baseball. So he had to stop, pivot, and throw back to first. He wanted to come home, but would have had to field it clean. The watch will show you again. Now watch what he does. Okay, now he wants to come home, and he did, well, you know what? The runner at third, too, was really flying, and he saw that as well.
Yeah, you had Scott Hurst there coming down the line.
So they get the out. There's 2 down, but the run scores. And now it's 4-0. An RBI for Lane Thomas. There's 2 outs. The batter now, Justin Williams. So a tough inning now. They have doubled their lead from 2-0 to 4-0. And the pitch, a ball, that's 2 in a row, 2-0 on Williams, who was struck out twice and then grounded to short. Now the 2-0. And a ball 3. So Blackwood falls behind this batter 3-0. The pitch is there. That will make it 3-1. You know, with only one hit in the inning, it's been a long inning. You got one hit, you got a hit batter and a walk and a balk. Swinging a foul down.
That was nice. It rhymed.
Yeah, walk and a balk. So this half inning has been a little bit long. It's going to wind up at least a 13-minute inning the way it looks, and a fly ball is foul out of play.
Well, where others deliver standard, we bring more to your industrial construction project. Neuter, integrate, multi-craft contractors. Expect more.
There's a runner at third. They have scored twice. On a balk and a ground out on the infield. And a shot to second line drive caught by Clemens. That will end the inning, but not before the Redbirds add 2 more to their lead. They had only 1 hit in the inning, and 1 man was left. As we move on to the bottom half of the 7th, it's Memphis 4, Toledo 0. It's Mud Hens baseball. Our paid attendance figure for tonight's game, 4,166. 4,166 as we start the bottom of the 7th. Kristen Stewart will be followed by Adeline Rodriguez, then Yariel Gonzalez. The Mud Hens are down 4-0. Pitch to Kristen outside, ball 1. Up in the Mud Hen bullpen, and he'll also see some action, Gerson Marino. Ian Blackwood had not pitched in like 4 or 5 days, so Tom told us, he said, I got to get him in there. Keep everybody loose. As Kristen digs back in. And Roel fires, and a swing and a miss to make it 1-1. Kristen came in batting .240, 0 for 2 in the game. The pitch is not close. High and wide, it's 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. And a swing and a drive down the third baseline, but it's going foul. Mark Leiter, Jr. pitches for the Mud Hens tomorrow. And we're going to see nothing but lefties, it seems like, from Memphis. They got Liberator tomorrow night. He's a lefty. Then Flores on Friday. He's a lefty. A 2-2, and Stewart takes the ball. It's 3-2. Let's see what he gets on the payoff. As Roel stares in. Has the sign. The 3-2 is swung on and missed, strike 3, and down goes Kristen. 1 out. That'll bring up Adeline Rodriguez, 0 for 2 in the game. Grounding the third and striking out on a called third. That is the 8th Mud Hen batter to fan in this game.
You want to take a look at the Cooper Tires on a town scoreboard?
Check it out.
Brought to you by
Cooper Tire.
All right, here we go. Games that are final. We did have a lot of day baseball today. We mentioned it earlier. The final score was 12-4 Omaha over Iowa, game 1 of a doubleheader. Norfolk bested Gwinnett 9-3, game 1 of a doubleheader there.
Rochester already defeated Worcester today by a final score of 5-3.
And a ball high and inside. Ball 2 on Adderley.
Games in action. Buffalo leading at Syracuse 4-2. That's in the 9th inning. Indianapolis trailing at Louisville 5-0 in the 7th. Scranton leading at Lehigh Valley 2-1. Jacksonville leading Durham at home 2-1. See how different Durham looks without Wander Franco, huh? St. Paul trying to mount a comeback. It's Columbus 7, the St. Paul Saints 6 in the 6th inning.
Oh. Adeline Rodriguez just hit a bullet to Yepes, who made the play at third, 2 outs. It brings up Yariel Gonzalez.
Charlotte leading at Nashville 5-0 in the 4th inning. Let's take another look at that line shot, Jim. Wow, he hit that right on the screws.
Yeah.
Iowa leading Omaha in game 2, 3-0, and Norfolk up 5-0 on Gwinnett. It's in the 5th inning. Those doubleheaders.
You know, it's funny. That's a great saying from years ago. You know, hitting it on the screws. Back when they made golf clubs, the screws are right in the head. And they went right through the front. And so they used to say, when the guy really hit the ball big, man, you hit it right on the screws.
Yeah.
You don't see that in clubs anymore, but.
Yeah, he hit it about 210 right on the screws.
I remember watching golf on TV when a decent drive for those guys was like 240 and 250. Of course, you know, those clubs were not the technology that we put into clubs nowadays.
And Nicholas showed up and started hitting at 270, 280.
There's a strike.
Then they started changing the technology.
What was the biggest
I still
change?
think it's the golf ball.
Well, yeah.
I think they need to dial back the golf ball.
Yeah, but when they went to titanium, everybody started hitting further. Now there's all kinds of different metals, but titanium was the biggest change in golf I've ever seen.
Sure.
There's a ball low and inside. Remember the first real name at Big Club was the Big Bertha. Remember? Then everybody's got whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's got their named clubs now.
The Big Bertha.
Then there was the Big Bertha 2.
Matter of fact, cameraman Jerry, I think, still has a Big Bertha driver.
Yeah, I tell you, those are pretty good clubs. There's a foul ball out of play. You know, you get those clubs, those great big heads on them, and I would hear comments from the family. Why don't you get a broom? You want something big? Get a broom, you won't miss it.
Oh, man.
And a swing and a miss, and down goes Yariel, and that is it for the Mud Hens in the 7th. They've been very quiet at the plate tonight. Nothing across. We go to the 8th in game 2 of the series. It's the Birds 4, the Mud Hens nothing. It's Mud Hens baseball. And you're looking at the new pitcher for the Mud Hens, Gerson Marino, as Nolan Blackwood went 1. Gave up 2 runs on just a hit. He walked the batter. He committed a balk. And now Gerson Marino coming on.
Yeah, and let's take a look at the numbers for Gerson. This will only be his 2nd appearance. He worked 1 2/3 innings his 1st appearance, giving up 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 3 and he struck out 4.
The Mud Hens have been out hit 6-5. They've been outscored 4-0. Of course, if the Mud Hens fail to score, then Pedro Payano would take the loss. He's going to take it anyway unless the Mud Hens can at least tie the game. And here comes John Nagowski. Got Connor Jones warming up down there. I believe number 38.
It could be.
Now we're ready. Marino's ready. His first pitch is way up and in, ball 1. Nagowski, Sanchez, and Seizure. The 1-0 coming from Marino. That's a curveball, wide ball 2. We are in the top half of the 8th. And the Redbirds have a couple of deuces on the board with a 4-0 lead. Now the 2-0 is hit way up in the air to left center, fairly deep. Going back, Jones. He will have the room on the track, and he's got it right by the Anderson sign. Pretty good ride, but not far enough. One down. That'll bring up Ali Sanchez, who is 1 for 3. Yeah. There's not a lot of clouds up there right now. We're almost to the point where you could lose the ball in that twilight sky. That's why the outfield, they like to get a beat on it when it first comes up out of the infield.
Yeah, Nagowski at least didn't pop it out.
Yeah.
And he had gone 3 straight pop-ups on the
3
infield.
straight, yeah. 2 to third, 1 to short.
At least he got that one out to the outfield.
Yeah, a little further than a pop-up. Now the 1-0 from Marino is fouled away. Up against the screen. Tomorrow's game at 7:05. Friday the same, Saturday at the same, and then Sunday at 2:05. And then after Monday's off day, Columbus comes in for a week, Tuesday through the following Sunday, all the way to July the 4th.
Unbelievable.
And the curveball is inside. So 2-1 on Sanchez. He's actually raised his average 4 points with that hit from 205 to 209. Now Marino ready in his 2-1. Is swung on and missed. That was a hard slider that was breaking away from him. That'll even things up at 2-2. Well, the Mud Hens have time, but they really haven't done a lot at the plate. They've only left 5 men on, and that was in only 3 different innings. Next pitch, a ball to run it to 3-2 on Sanchez. Taking his time, Marino now with the sign. And the payoff is not even close, all the way back to the screen. That is ball 4. A 1-out walk to bring up Matt Caesar.
Well, if you're going to walk a guy.
Yeah, make it emphatic. Hit a few ground mice on the way back to the barrier.
Well, Jim, that is a beauty.
Used to see him on my uncle's farm. They'd be running all over the place.
Boy, oh boy.
Marino fires, and that is way up and in.
I didn't know you had part-time farmer as one of your titles.
No, my uncle, he had a big farm out near Gibsonburg, over 400 acres. Back in those days, though, they had, now they specialize. Back then he had cows, chickens, pigs, crops, the whole bit.
The whole kit and caboodle.
Yep. Now you don't see too many, if any, like that. Now they all specialize. They're either doing animals or they're doing crops. I shouldn't be mentioning pigs in front of you, but
it's all right.
Now the 1-0 to Caesar is a strike call.
I've told you before. You wouldn't get much from mine.
Now, if you had the little garden out back, we could say you had a farm then.
In a way,
Yeah,
I could have done a garden. I have the space to do one.
Grow some corn out there.
I can grow some corn.
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Or
tomatoes.
He also had when I was a little kid, that was my job to go get the eggs out of the chicken house. When we went out to visit, we would go out like once a week, visit them.
We talked about it one time, getting some chickens.
Did you?
Yeah.
Get your own eggs.
Yeah. Then Caitlin's mom went and got chickens, so somebody's got them.
Does she give you any eggs?
I don't even know. I don't think they're there. I don't think they're to that level yet.
Oh, little chickens.
Little chickens, yeah.
3-2 the count on Matt Caesar. Yeah, never forget the time we went out to the back 40 to blow a stump out of the ground. My uncle says, I don't know if I need 24 sticks of dynamite, but that's what we use. There's one hit up in the air out of play on the first base side. He said that's kind of a big stump, so he digs holes on 4 sides, puts 6 sticks down each hole, and then you put the blasting cap up in the center, you know. So he lights the thing, and it's 1 minute per foot, a fuse. So he said 2 minutes is enough for us to get out of the way, so we get 2 foot of fuse. Lights it, we go hide under a tree about 200 yards away. Man, when that thing went off, the ground shook. It blew that stump and 2 others close by. And one of them landed out in the middle of the field. There's a shot into left. Can Robson get this? He will. Nice running grab by Jacob out there. 2 down. It brings up Evan Mendoza.
Jim Weber, Hall of Fame voice of the Mud Hens.
That was kind of neat having a farmer in the family, though, you know, to go out to the farm now and then. Yeah, you had cows the whole shot. There are 2 down with Allie at first base, Allie Sanchez. Marino deals, and that slider misses. They appeal to the first base umpire about a possible swing, but the crew chief down there, Ben Sontag, says no. Pitch in is high and wide. Their farmhouse was a mile away, and my aunt said it shook the dishes in the cupboards. He said, yeah, I probably shouldn't have used 24 sticks.
Yeah, 24 might have been a touch
He said,
high.
I probably could have done the job of 10. But now the 2-0 is there for a strike to make it 2-1. We're in the 8th inning. The Mud Hens down 4-0.
Although not as much fun.
No, that's true. It was funny. We were walking back, and my uncle, we spotted one of the smaller stumps that we didn't know got blown out. It was out in the middle of the field, out in the middle of the cornfield, with the corn just coming up. And he said, oh, I think we did that. That stump wasn't there when we came out here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that's the count on Evan Mendoza. He does have a hit. He's 1 for 3. Now the right-hander ready to go. Here it comes, and it breaks wide. Matter of fact, you know, AJ with us, with the Mud Hens, knows my cousin who was my uncle's son, the one that did all the blasting of the stumps. He still has a farm. His son, AJ, knows him. There's a ball, so 2 men are on.
Both via walks in this
Yeah.
inning.
And that'll bring up Juan Yepez. You know, even though it's only 4-0, you get the feeling that it's been kind of a boring game. And not a lot's going on.
Well, you had 2 runs in the 3rd, 2 in the 7th.
Yeah. They were
only
all.
had, they only had 2 hits otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, they're all strange runs, too, when you look at it. It's the fly caught in deep center by Jones that scored 2. 2 men tagging up.
Hens put 2 on in the 6th. That's been it. It really hasn't been a lot.
No.
You're right.
But when you play 120 or in most years 140, whatever it is, you're going to have games like this. Here it comes, and a ball down low. You know the old saying, and in a short season like this, you're most likely going to win 50, you're going to lose 50. It's what the other 20 results that come in and decide your season. Now, usually we'd be playing 140. I'm just saying that because we're playing 120. You're going to lose so many, you're going to win so many. It's those other games that make the difference.
Yeah, that's right. It's a tough part about baseball, that's for sure. Just that knowing the fact that you're going to lose some games.
Yeah.
You know, even going in.
I mean, you could beat that theory, I guess, if you can lose less than 50. It happens every now and then. Yepez waiting for the 2-0 from Marino. And that is right there. He's already served up now 25 pitches. And most have been balls.
And Erie, he was 3-0. 23 Ks, just 5 walks in 15 innings.
Somebody else up in the pen for the Mud Hens. As Marino deals, look out, oh, good curveball. It looked like it was going to come inside. It broke right over the plate. To even things up at 2-2 on Yepez. Down in the pen is number 45, Jason Foley.
Yep,
Jason
Foley, yep.
And 2-2 is got him swinging, strike 3, and that will end the inning. So despite the struggles, they will not score in the 8th. There were no hits. 2 men are left after a couple of walks. We go to the bottom half of the 8th. The Mud Hens get a couple more chances yet with the score Memphis 4, Toledo nothing. It's Mud Hens baseball. We have a new pitcher in the game for Memphis. A right-hander has come on.
Connor Jones.
Yeah, he was warming up down there. No, that's the guy that was warming up, so
Okay.
I think that's it. So Ramirez went 1 1/3, giving up nothing, and he struck out 2. So a good outing for him. And as Matt just mentioned, it's going to be Connor Jones. And what kind of numbers does he have, Matt?
Well, he's making his 18th appearance, a record of 3-2, 5.06 ERA. 1 hold, 21 1/3 innings pitched, 22 hits allowed, 12 walks, 22 strikeouts for Jones.
Bottom of the 8th, the Mud Hens are down to their final 6 outs. Dustin Garneau will start things off. You know, 4 is not a huge advantage, but the way it's been going at the plate for the Mud Hens, it looks like a mountain. There's a foul ball back. I mean, they do have 5 hits. In only 1 inning did they pick up more than 1 hit. That was in the 6th when they picked up 2 hits.
Well, the interesting thing, Jim, all you have to do is load the bases and 1 swing ties it up.
Yep.
You got a puncher's chance tonight.
So Jones ready. It's Connor Jones. He deals, and that's a strike at the knees to make it strike 2. Garneau came in batting .214. He does have 3 home runs. He's driven in 5. It's just been one of those quiet nights, except for some of the screaming kids. And there's one outside. Did you miss the figure there? 41-66 tonight.
41-4166.
You got it, huh?
Got it. Thank you.
Still 1-0 in that hockey game, I see.
Yeah.
The 1-2 is swung on and missed, and down goes Garneau. 1 out. The next batter, leadoff hitter Zach Short, who has 1 of the 5 Mud Hen hits. Yeah, one thing about baseball, and most of his players will tell you, no matter what happens on a given night, you go home and the next day you come out, it's a brand new game.
Yep, 100%. You got that right.
That's one thing about having a huge schedule, as we have in baseball. And it is a huge schedule in the NBA, and in hockey you're playing what, 60, 70 games a year before the playoffs?
72,
72
usually.
That seems like quite a few, but
It really is.
well, you know, the rougher the sports, you can't play as much, just like football. You can't be playing 3 football games a week.
Right.
What do you think about the extra game finally in the NFL? I like it better than having all those exhibition games that mean nothing.
Yeah, I agree with you on that point.
I think now you're only playing 2 exhibitions, and away we go.
Yep. That's all you need.
Yeah. And a fly ball to right up in the twilight sky. Back and with room is Williams, and he's got it. 2 up and 2 down. It brings up Jacob Robson, who has 2 of the Mud Hens 5 hits.
Yeah, I think in the long run, it'll be fine once the players all get used to that extra game.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part, they don't play, all the regulars, they don't play even a full game basically in the preseason.
No.
A couple of quarters here and there, and they're ready to go. So you might as well just play 2. You know your team.
And then I don't know how close we are to it yet, but college football looks like they're going to move to a 12-team playoff, but it could be as long as 5 years yet. They just met on it. They've agreed to continue the discussions. They know people want to see more than just 4 teams get in. There's always arguments about who doesn't get in.
No.
And it would give some of the independents and other conferences a chance to get in there.
I think that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
Is you're getting a conference that's getting left out every year.
Yeah.
And last year there was 2 because Notre Dame got. Oh no, Notre Dame didn't get in, did they? Or did they? I don't remember.
Meaning, I don't either. And a base hit up the middle. So how about Jacob Robson? He's going to get in that clubhouse and ask the guys, hey, anybody want to help me? He's got half the hits.
He does half the hits tonight.
He has 3 of the Mud Hens 6 hits. And it's going to bring up Dylan Rosa, who took over for the ejected Renato Nunez, who did not like the strike call. When he thought he had ball 4, was halfway to first and realized the umpire rung him up.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame was in last year. I don't even remember now.
I
I think they were the 4th team, didn't they? Didn't they play Alabama and Ohio State play Clemson?
Sounds about right.
So now you had 2 conferences that didn't get represented out of the Big 5.
Yeah.
That's not good.
I think putting 12 in would be all right.
I'm okay with 12. I'd do away with the bowl games if it was me,
No, that'll never happen.
and I'd go to 16.
Yeah, no, there's, well, you know, the bowl games are actually part of the playoffs sometimes. Maybe they'll set it up that way.
Yeah, I'd be fine with it.
And there's too much money to be made in those bowl games. They're not going to give those
Right.
up. Ground ball out to short, to flip to second, 6-4, and that's the inning-ending force off the bat of Rosa. The Mud Hens will not score in the 8th. They pick up a hit. They leave a man. We go to the 9th inning. It's been all Memphis. They lead 4-0. This is Mud Hens baseball. All right, Matt, another pitching change. Jason Foley is in. Gerson Marino went 1, allowed no hits or runs. He walked 2 and struck out 1. How about Foley?
Yeah, Jason Foley on the season, and this will be his 11th appearance. No record, a 6.55 earned run average. 3 holds on the season. He's worked 11 innings, giving up 13 hits, 8 runs. He's walked 4 and struck out 10.
And he made a brief trip to Detroit, but was sent back. As he deals, and that's not close, ball 2, 2-0 on Scott Hurst.
Well, the Islanders just scored.
They're back in it.
2-1.
2-1, yeah.
Yep.
Back in it. They're still in the first period, right? So,
No, I think they're in the second now.
are they?
Yeah. Interesting.
Will you follow that that South Carolina series?
I'll take a peek at it here and there. It's what I've kind of done all throughout the playoffs. Just,
Is there any kind of streaming for that or no?
yeah, there is. They have the ECHL TV, but I don't know if I'll watch any of that. But
So far, Foley hasn't come close. It's 3-0. Now somebody else up in the bullpen for Memphis, a left-hander.
yep, got a lefty up.
And a ball, and he walks. Hurst on 4 straight. How about Hurst being on base every time? One way or the other. 2 walks, being hit, and then picking up 2 hits.
Well, if you're going to put somebody in a leadoff spot, that's the guy.
Yeah.
He's also scored 2 runs.
He's been on every time, 5 times.
On every time, and he scored 2 runs.
And
That's-
officially, he's 2 for 2, so his average is going up. And here is Kramer Robertson. He drove in 2 of their 4 runs with a sacrifice fly. That's right. It was to deep center. Jacoby fell down after hitting the wall, so the guy at second also scored after tagging up. You don't see that very often.
Nope.
Robertson waits, Foley deals, and there's an out to short. Nice scoop to Cody, back to first, and a good scoop out of the dirt by Adelin. 6-4-3 double play, 2 outs. It brings up Lane Thomas.
Well, leadoff walk doesn't matter when you do that.
So 2 down. Well, Thomas was recently sent back to Memphis. He's been on twice tonight. He's also driven in a run with a ground out.
Hey, he had a home run last night, too.
Pitch from Foley is right there. Looks like Jason now's getting sight of the strike zone.
Yes, he is.
2 outs, nobody on. The Mud Hens will get 1 more shot. Sending up Clemens, Jones, and Stewart to start the bottom of the 9th. As Lane waits on the 0-1. There it is, and that is close. Called the ball. Boy, Garno held the ball right there, but the umpire said, doesn't matter. I'm calling it a ball. The 2 outs, the 1-1 do. Here it is. Yep, not close, and that will make it 2-1. Now the 2-1 on the way, and he let up on that one. Kind of a changeup, but it sailed way inside. So he's behind Lane Thomas 3-1. As Jason stares in to get the sign. We may see another pitcher for Memphis. They've got a lefty up in the bullpen. The 3-1 is down the middle to make it 3-2. So the payoff is due up with 2 outs. Here it comes. And it's hit in the air to right center. This is going to be up the alley and will be at least 2. Heading for second, Lane Thomas. And he's going to go for 3. And he's going to make it easily. A triple for Lane Thomas.
My number 9 prospect in the Cardinals organization.
It's hard to believe they can't keep him up there, but apparently they feel like they have others up there that are better than him. He hit the gap there, and great speed, by the way. No problem getting a triple on that. So that will bring up Justin Williams, who's 0 for 4. He was standing back, and the umpire points, hey, come on, get in here. Oh, they're going to contest the play. He's got to step off. He's going to set up. He'll step off. Now they'll throw back to second. The umpire wasn't even watching. See, he's saying, nah, he touched the bag. He wasn't even watching. But the Mud Hens felt that on the turn at second, Lane Thomas did not touch the bag. It'd be neat if we had that. I don't think we do. Now the right-hander. Oh, we may have it. Dominic says, hold on a minute.
Yeah, don't.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's see. Okay. Boy, I don't know.
No, he hit the bag right there with his toe.
Let's see.
Right there.
You sure he got it?
I'm pretty sure. I thought for sure on that first look at it.
You know, usually on something like that, I doubt that the umpires really watch closely. And
Well, how are they going to see it? You're appealing to a guy that's all the way to
especially
another
here,
base.
in this league, we only have 3 umpires. We
Right.
don't have one at every base.
Right.
Yeah, it was worth a try, I guess.
Even on our replay there, I suppose you could make the argument that his toe hit in front of the bag, but
As long as he touched it, that's the main thing. We got those big 18-inch bases.
well, yeah, we have the big bags.
If we had the normal bags, he'd have missed it.
He would have missed it, and it would have been an out. But you're right, we got the big bags.
Those seem to come up every other game at least. There's a strike, and that's the inning. As Foley rings up Justin Williams, so it doesn't matter. Although Lane will get credit for a triple, they did not score. They picked up that one hit and leave a man. The Mud Hens get one more shot. The bottom of the ninth coming up. It's Memphis 4, Toledo nothing. It's Mud Hens baseball. We have a new pitcher for Memphis, and we're still trying. Oh, here we go. Here we go, Matt. 48. 48.
Yeah,
48 is Brandon Waddell.
Yep, Brandon Waddell.
Brandon Waddell is in. Going to get some work in tonight. What do we have on him?
Well, I'll tell you what we got on him. This is the second team he's pitched with, AAA East. He started the year with Norfolk.
Oh.
Pitched 2 1/3 innings there. With Memphis, he's pitched 5 innings for a total of 7 1/3 innings over 5 appearances, a 1.23 ERA, and 6 hits allowed. He's allowed just 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts for Brandon Waddell. And he's also a 27-year-old native of Houston, Texas.
And we'll see Cody Clemens to start the bottom of the ninth. The Mud Hens need 3 base runners to even have a chance. Down 4-0. Clemens 1 for 3, picked up a hit his last time up. They've got the shift on for him. And he'll back off, and it's inside ball 1. Now, can the Mud Hens mount a 9th inning rally? We're going to find out.
Stay tuned.
Next pitch in is low ball 2, 2-0. Clemens, Jones, Stewart, and then Adeline Rodriguez would be the 4th batter. Pitch from Waddell is a strike this time to make it 2-1. So the Orioles organization apparently let him go, and these guys picked him up.
Yep, apparently.
Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss to make it 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Cody Clemens, again, 1 for 3. Here it comes. He'll bounce one off the plate straight up in the air. Nobody knew where it was.
Well, Waddell made 1 appearance with Baltimore, 2 with Norfolk before being claimed off of waivers by the St. Louis Cardinals. That was on June 6th.
I don't imagine you're too happy when you're put on waivers by a team that's not very good. Although Baltimore started out like a house of fire. They swept Boston in Boston to start the season. And then the plunge started.
Waddell, you remember, came through the Pittsburgh organization. We saw him with Indianapolis.
I thought I heard that name before.
Yep, 2015, 5th round pick by the Pirates. Claimed off of waivers by Minnesota in October of 2020. Then went to Baltimore, out of St. Louis.
So the payoff is due up to Cody Clemens. He's trying to work his way on to start the 9th inning. Here it comes. And it's a strike called, and down goes Cody. That'll bring up Jacoby Jones. Cody doesn't like the call either. That'll bring up Jacoby Jones, who's 1 for 3. Let's watch it. Let's see. Yeah, it's probably a little bit higher than they normally call, although it, yeah, you can see it from the side shot there. It was way up.
Yeah.
Although, I guess that's supposed to be the strike zone, but nobody calls it normally up that high at the bottom of the letters.
Well, that's the strike zone for Jacob Metz.
It was on that pitch. Anyway.
It was on that pit,
Yeah.
right.
There's a ball. Outside ball 2. Yeah, I'd like to show him that the video we just had from the side where that ball went through. See if he still thinks it's a strike. The 2-0 swung on and missed to make it 2-1. You know, I have a hunch that the strike box is coming.
And I think you might be right.
Then everything will be consistent as far as balls and strikes. there still will be a plate umpire. Matter of fact, they'll still make the call, but they're going to get a little signal in their ear that says strike or ball. The 3-1, ball 4. So Jacoby gets on there, and now Kristen Stewart the batter. So a man on, a man out in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Well, let's see what Stewart can do. Now after Stewart, you have a list of at least 4 right-handed batters in Rodriguez, Gonzalez, Garneau, and Short. Yariel, a switch hitter. So he'll bat right-handed against this lefty. Now time called as Sanchez is going out to try and get Waddell settled down. And first baseman Nagowski going over as well. The Redbirds trying to even the series. When we played there, it was a 3-3 series. We still have quite a few in the crowd that was here at the start, although some have departed. The 1-0 hit hard right field, way up in the air, though it's too high. As Williams waits out there, he hit it hard, but most of it went straight up. And there's 2 down. That'll bring up Adeline Rodriguez. Adeline 0 for 3. See if he can keep the game alive. Now as Waddell will take a peek towards first. Adeline waits. Here it comes. He'll take a huge swing and foul it back. Strike 1. Well, Matt, I don't think you're going to have a whole lot of highlights to talk about tonight, the way it looks. Some interesting ones, though, but not many. Adeline waits on the 0-1. Waddell checks the runner. Here it comes, and it's hit down the first baseline, right to the first baseman, who makes the grab, Nagowski, and that is the ball game. A line drive that is caught. So the Mud Hens will not score in the 9th. There were no hits. They leave a man as they lose this one by the final score of 4-0. 4-7-0 for Memphis, 0-6-0 for Toledo. The winning pitcher will be Thomas. He'll be 2-0. Payano takes the loss. And we'll pick up the time of the game here in just a moment. 2:49, one of our faster games. 2 hours and 49 minutes. 4,166 was the paid figure. And again, Matt, it just was one of those games that was kind of, uneventful. Wasn't much going on.
Yeah, just could never get going tonight for the Toledo Mud Hens. That was part of it. They never really had that inning where you put a lot of pressure. I mean, only one inning did they have multiple hits. Twice they left 2 on, and twice they had a runner to third base. That's it through the entire game. And it's tough when you're not putting a lot of pressure on the opponent's pitchers, and they just never did tonight.
Well, you're going to have games like that, and not a lot of scoring even on the winning side. Memphis was fortunate when they scored their first 2 because of the fly ball, and we're going to take a look at all that stuff right now.
Yeah, Pedro Payano did have a quality start tonight. Got some help from his defense. Zach Short at short, 4 strikeouts through 6 innings, allowing just 2 earned runs the whole night. He pitched, that's what you want out of your starter, right? Yep. He pitched very well, but Memphis would get on the board. 3rd inning, a double that scored Juan Yepez. Hurst with the double there. Then, it's 2nd and 3rd, and here's the sacrifice fly. Jacoby Jones hitting the wall. He went down in a heap. That allowed 2 runs to score on that sacrifice fly. And little did we know at that time, that was all the runs that Memphis was going to need. All night long, saw Renato Nunez halfway up the first base line. He thought he had ball 4. No dice, says our own plate umpire Jacob Metz. He got tossed. That was the end of the night for Renato Nunez, the DH. We saw more great defense from Zach Short, coming up with a terrific diving stop and the flip out of the glove to Cody Clemens at second base. Jacob Robson, he did have a pretty big night. He had a double here. He had 3 hits in his 4 at-bats, going 3 for 4 on the evening. A good night for him, but in the end, it was basically all Memphis. We saw the balk that was called in the 7th. This is when they scored 2 more runs, one of them coming in on that balk. And then you turn around and the RBI ground out as well. 4-0 Memphis at that point. And you know, really, they held Hens at bay the rest of the way. Even with the Mud Hens showing some great defense, they did that all night long. But it wasn't enough tonight with no offense, losing 4-0.
Yeah, Jacob Robson had half of the Mud Hens hits, so he had the big night, going 3 for 4, as you mentioned. But outside of that, there just wasn't a lot going on. The Mud Hens only left 7 men on. The Redbirds left 9 in their 4-0 victory. 2 hours and 49 minutes as we now prepare ourselves for Game 3, which is tomorrow night at 7:05. Boy, that's a good-looking moon tonight. Look at that.
That is brilliant.
Yeah, I can see the cheese. All right, so that is going to do it for this evening, Matt. Unless you got anything else to add, we'll hope the Mud Hens can bounce back tomorrow.
That is the key.
And until tomorrow night then, Jim Weber saying goodbye for Matt Melzak from Fifth Third Field. Again, your final score in tonight's game was Memphis 4 and the Mud Hens nothing. This has been Toledo Mud Hens Baseball.